This YouTube video right here made me $596,000 and I was only 17 when it happened. I did this by finding high performing YouTube videos in other niches and embedding logic based sales letters that lead to my coaching offer. And the crazy part is that I didn't do any of it myself, it was all using AI. So today I'm going to show you exactly how this strategy of one YouTube video worked for us, why it actually works so well. Then I'm going to build one live and show you how to implement this for yourself. And it's all without having a big YouTube channel. You can have completely zero subscribers starting from scratch. You don't have to know how to edit. You don't have to know how to make crazy thumbnails. You don't have to be good at making titles. And the reason why is because AI has gotten so advanced, it can execute all those processes almost instantly. And as a creator in 2025, your only job is really to just know how to use the correct prompts and align it to work with your brand and strategies. And it all started when my business partner and I had just scaled a marketing agency to 36K in 6 weeks. We wanted to launch a high ticket coaching offer and we had the results and the qualifications to back ourselves up. We looked around at the gurus in our space and they were all running ads, but we really didn't want to be like that. We wanted our YouTube channels to be the main source that got us all of our clients. And YouTube isn't really like ads. Nobody's going to pay attention to you if you're just selling things 24/7. So we had to do something differently in order to consistently make money off the platform. And the answer comes down to just creating a single YouTube video. This video is a completely logic based sales asset to solve your customers' most painful problem and then positioning yourself as the guaranteed way with a bulletproof strategy to see success. And maybe you've seen something like this before, like the Emon's Flywheel VSL. Here's an example of a guy doing it, where you pretty much create one single video and then funnel other videos in order to actually make that one video get more views, exponentially grow and work. And it's a little bit different than that for the following reasons. First, it specifically is designed for small channels that don't get many views at all. So really, this video might only have 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 views at its absolute maximum when it's already making you money. And second, it really isn't a one-off explainer that other videos are being fed into. The difference is that the strategies that you get customers from in this video are going to actually be integrated to every other video on the channel you post. What that means is that your offer becomes your entire channel, and without even realizing it, your viewers are going to be watching hours and hours of literal just sales letters from you because your offer, again, is in each single part of the video. And it all starts for us with what was called a unique mechanism called an OKR. This is pretty much a term from the software business where you have an objective quantitative statement of a number and then a key result, which is pretty much how you're going to achieve it. And it's a logic based sales asset to hit revenue targets and just make business a math equation in general. It creates clear and repeatable actions to execute a plan flawlessly. And we learned this from a mentor. And at the time, it was something very popular in the software industry, which means that it was truly unique and nobody in our niche, which was social media marketing agency SMMA, had ever seen it before. And it was our golden egg. We had just proved this asset worked in real time for our market as well with that series I showed you. And here's an example of what an OKR might look like. You have a core result in the middle right here, and then you have the objective results like 125 booked appointments and the statistics that actually are going to make that happen. And then finally, the actions, which are, for example, here, end of day reporting and 2x training calls. And I can't really take credit for the recording aspect of this video as that was my partner, Dylan. However, what happened is he jumped on YouTube and recorded a quick 30-minute video just running through the OKR we had actually used in this series. And 30 minutes later, it was done. And here's what people had to say. This was the most low effort video. However, it's the highest performing one. Insane value for 20 minutes. This is the best SMA video I've ever seen. And you get the point. These videos keep on going and going. And really, we launched an extremely basic coaching offer that same evening and made our first 100K a month in the next 30 days. And the best part is that the OKR used in that video was mentioned in almost every single video after that on both of our channels. Mathematical data became a core pillar of what we did in our marketing, and nobody else was talking about it in our industry the same way that we were. So, enough about me. That's the way it worked and how it actually got me results. The reason why this actually happened is because we were unique. It all comes back to being unique. In any given niche on YouTube, to the naked eye of the viewer, it seems like everybody's just going to be producing the same thing. They make the same content, same thumbnails, same titles. Their content and strategies are all the same when someone actually watches the video, and the viewer is never shocked by any of the information they consume. It's kind of like they just plug into an echo chamber and listen to the same stuff every single day. And if our content is all the same, really they're just going to cling to the person with the most results, and that person's likely already the number one authority. And if you're watching this video, that probably isn't you. And to prove this, you can go through your own YouTube watch history. You aren't spending time watching small YouTubers like myself talk about how to launch a business or how to make YouTube content. You want unique stories and strategies like the one I'm sharing right now, because that is what is valuable. To take it further extreme, everybody even looks the same. They're in the same studio, they have the same hand gestures while talking, the same speaking patterns, and really just people are tired of it. You get fed up and it's just the same pattern over and over and over again. And being a little unique makes no difference at all. I work with creators every single day, and everyone starts by thinking that they are different from all the other people that make videos in their market. However, to the naked eye of a viewer, you really aren't. So you have to do a lot to stand out. While everybody and their mother is zigging, you have to go zag and go the complete opposite direction. And for us, this was the OKR asset that I just showed you and the country boy personality of my business partner, Dylan. And this already exists within your brand. It's not something that you have to go search out or create artificially. You just need to stop hiding it because it's who you really are. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump onto ChatGPT and give a live A to Z demonstration of me doing this. And at any point, if you actually are interested in implementing this and want to speak with me directly, you have the ability to go to the description below and schedule a call. So to start this live demonstration, the things we're actually going to be figuring out in this video is who are we, what is our desired result, what is our value proposition, what is our unique mechanism, what is our unique character, inspirational videos, a video idea that we're going to use, the title variations, then finally the thumbnail. And all of it's going to be done right directly from here using ChatGPT. So to start with, who are we? I've picked a relatively obscure niche saying that we're going to be an expert at sleeping. So as a result, the offer that we're actually going to have and the desired result is going to be sleep coaching. So sleep coaching in order to make more money. So that means that our target market is going to actually be entrepreneurs. And then our value proposition and what we actually are going to speak about on our channel is how optimizing your sleep can benefit your work and make you more money tangibly. So that is going to be who we are, a desired result that we have, and a value proposition. And I'm not making this up. I've actually paid a sleep coach myself, and I've met somebody, this same sleep coach, that makes really good money, I believe over $20,000 a month, doing this exact same offer. So it actually works. And as a unique mechanism, sleep alone is honestly really good. However, I want to take it a step further, and given that we're under the health optimization for more money niche, what we can actually do is this sleep optimization that we're doing, have it fall under a unique set of benefits that removes a lot of the customer pain. So you don't have a 2-hour wind down routine. Sleeping isn't boring. You have a productive and set intention going to bed. And really, what our goal is going to be is to take this goal of sleeping and make it into something that aligns with the pain points that entrepreneurs might be facing regarding their health optimization in this area. So I'm going to do that right now and show you what I've got. So now ChatGPT has generated me some pain points and how they can actually be flipped into unique mechanisms. And my favorite of the ones that it's given me is, first off, I can't shut my brain off at night. It's something that I actually struggled with. And again, if we're going to flip this into a pain point, it is shutting brain off at night, closing loops with effective end of day reflection and journaling. The next thing that I actually liked a lot on the ChatGPT document that it gave me was the feeling like sleep is lost time. It's actually something that I struggled with. And again, I bought sleep coaching, so I kind of have the pain points already embedded into myself. Sleep is working, and it's a very big change that can make. So sleep feels like lost time. Reframe to sleep being working, and if you can set proper intentions, waking up generated with new ideas. And that is a second pain point. The third one is I'll sleep when I'm dead, or whatever reason I can make up for my sleep on weekends. I want to actually just kind of put all of these in. And really what happens and what we can flip this pain point into is sleep deprivation compounds. You likely have hours of rest you haven't gotten right now, and without realizing it, you live your entire life tired. And that's a big pain point that I know that I actually had and why we're a Whoop band like this nowadays. So this is honestly enough. We've got these 3 pain points down here that we can use in order to actually flip and create our unique mechanism. Now what we have to do is we have to create our unique character. So as a sleep coach, the almost common perception is it's this woo-woo guy that doesn't really get a lot done and has this crazy long routine. And so we actually want to have a unique character that kind of goes opposite of that. So the way that I'd position myself is I would take the more blunt and aggressive aspects of myself. So of myself, I would swear in videos, most likely, right? Swear in videos. This is going to position yourself as somebody who is straight to the point. What is the tangibility of this? How is it going to make more money? Tangible and completely logic based. So instead of using the word feel, you want to provide tangible benefits, saying you can get this much more work done and this much more work equates to this much more money. And then in addition to that, the way that I would position myself is it would help to be in really good fitness and good shape, because you kind of almost want to appear like a macho guy teaching a fluffy topic. And because of that, it's going to actually show and inspire seriousness. And that is kind of how I position my character. Now, going into video inspiration, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go onto YouTube and look at what the top videos are around sleep and honestly see if anybody's selling sleep and any related sleep coaching products off of this, especially for entrepreneurs. Okay, so what I've actually gotten now is around 7 or so videos of just sleep optimization related videos. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly skim through, check the statistics on each of these videos, see what the comments are, and kind of remove ones that are unrelated on an aspect that I wouldn't be able to create. So for example, one of the ones that I'd probably remove just from an information perspective, it's great. However, the packaging is not really something that I could do for a Huberman podcast. Something like this is honestly very strong. This is a sleep optimization from Sam Ovens Mastermind. This already proves that people are willing to care about this, especially my target market of entrepreneurs here. Then the Sleep Coach School. So this is honestly a very, very strong place to kind of look and kind of see some results. This is sleep coaching more so for insomnia, but if I were to replicate some of these strategies for entrepreneurs, I can imagine they would work quite well. So given that this is another really good one, this is sleep coaching, again, just specifically for entrepreneurs, really good. Then this one right here is a personal experience video. Again, another really replicatable video. And then as you can see here, just like this longevity kit and tool tactics, I think that applies as something that could be substituted for sleep coaching. So good. Evidence sleep coaching, Ali Abdaal, that is perfect. And then how I fixed my terrible sleep, 10 habits. My favorite of these is actually this one by Brian Johnson here, because it has a lot of views, which proves a very kind of wide and broad appeal. And the formatting, and at least the way it's packaged, can be interesting to a lot of humans. However, it is literally the most boring parts of just how to get sleep, and it can be positioned from the aspect of somebody that has good health. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take each of these videos and I'm just going to put them into the document here. So now we've got all our videos in the right place. We want to actually break this down to the video idea that we're going to be covering. So when my thinking with this offer and kind of the mechanism that we've outlined is again showing tangibility. So because this is a made-up example, I don't have any crazy case studies of other people. So what I'd actually personally recommend, what's going to work for most brands if you don't have some kind of crazy case study, is you use a personal story or testimony. This is going to be the most effective because you're in one's hand, like building your brand, people are actually growing and liking you, and then you're also kind of proving and sharing that information and showing that everything you're saying actually works. So I do a personal testimony story video about how sleeping and optimizing it is making the business more money in a tangible way. And then just as an example of what that might be, let's say, for example, I can take my Whoop scores or like an Oura Ring score, which is just a sleep tracker. So sleep tracker scores translate into higher income. So if we can find a correlation between those two, let's say that's a result and proof that we actually have to share in this video. Now that we have the video idea and kind of just what we want to talk about in general down, what we're going to do is we're going to go through and we're going to input all of these titles into ChatGPT and then have it kind of draft what some title variations can be so that we can go ahead and create our thumbnail, which is going to be my favorite part of this video. So here's what I asked ChatGPT. I said I'm making a core sales asset video about sleep optimization. I'm going to feed you titles of videos that I've been researching, and I want you to create some potential variations for titles that I can use. And I just inputted the titles of the videos as you can see there, and pretty much just sent me over a bunch of sleep title variations. First one with money as a lever, then sleep as optimization, then personal stories and transformations, pattern interrupt, and confirmation. And some of these are completely different ideas that I can actually use as separate videos. However, if we go back to the document here and we look at the kind of unique angle that we want to position health optimization for more money. And what's going to resonate the most with entrepreneurs is going to be, again, how sleeping has that monetary benefit for their business, which means that a lot of our focus is going to be with the money as a lever one here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, these are the best titles. Give me 50 more like this. And what that's going to do is it's going to give me 50 more variations that I can go through, because finding good YouTube titles and ideas is simply about doing the amount of volume to see how many are possible. And ChatGPT makes that easy for you. So now I've skimmed through these 50 YouTube title ideas and I just put the #1 winners that I found here in their raw format of the $100,000 sleep optimization routine and how fixing or optimizing my sleep is making me X, and then one negative angle, which is you're losing 10K a month from bad sleep. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take these winning variations of the crazy amount of variations we had, and as you guessed, I'm probably going to ask for more variations in ChatGPT here. So I'm gonna say this. Give me 5 more variations for each of these. So now I've spent the last 30 minutes or so playing around with both the titles and the thumbnails, and I'm going to show you my conversation history so you can learn exactly how I did this. So it all starts here, where I took these 5 title variations and I asked for 5 more variations under each of them. So as you can see here, I've got for the first one, second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one. And by this time, we've generated over 100 different titles that we can use to actually narrow down. And the way that I simply did this is I looked at what is actually the most relative inspiration video to the one that I'm actually trying to produce. And the one that I landed on is this one right here, which is how optimizing my sleep is making me limitless. If I actually go to the video right here, it's by a guy named Better Ideas, who you've probably seen. And what's so good about this video is it is a complete testimony to his entire life and experience. It is a personal story video, which aligns exactly with what we're trying to actually show here, because we're showing a tangible result of how we're making more money. So what I did is I said, okay, that is a very, very strong kind of title that we can actually use. And from that point on, we're going to improve it by actually just making it tangible. So how optimizing my sleep is making me limitless might be a really good one for a kind of D2C market because of the movie Limitless and kind of just a good positive connotation with productivity. I've changed it to how optimizing my sleep makes me 25K a month. This was actually one suggested to me by ChatGPT, and plugging this in here, I immediately saw that this is going to be something that I really want to try. And I've got 100 other title variations, so I can always swap it out as the video goes into launch, but this is going to be the title that I actually have. Now what I've done is I inputted some of the video thumbnails here, and all I did is I went over to ChatGPT just like this, and I said, okay, this is me. Photo number 1, 2, 3 of just random photos on my computer of what I actually just look like as a person. And I said, say okay if that makes sense. Then I asked it to actually remake this thumbnail, switch the perfect sleep text to 25K a month, which is the imaginary desired result we had, and then give it to me in YouTube format of 1280 by 720. Didn't work the first time. I mean, it's completely normal. I asked it again like 30 seconds later and sent it the exact same instructions. And this is what I got, which was absolutely crazy. So showing you what this actually looks like, because I mean, in this kind of zoomed out fashion doesn't look like it might be that great. However, zooming in to this live demo, as you can see right here, aspects ratio has now been solved, and with the title, How Optimize My Sleep Makes Me 25K a Month, this is a banger packaging for this video that I can now use to tell my personal story, get a high click-through rate based on this Brian Johnson video that got 2.2 million views, and combine that again with the title I just showed you and sign on clients for the personal story that is going to be embedded into this. So now that we've actually got the packaging of the video down, the title, thumbnail, unique mechanism, and overall the offer value proposition and the uniqueness that we have for this one video, the only step left is to implement your skills and knowledge into it. And I have videos on how you can actually structure this information. However, I hope that the value you got from this video is worth the time that you spent, and I look forward to seeing your one video.